Finally, it's time to catch you up on what I've been reading. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. It's great to see you. You're looking fantastic, looking lovely, as always. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. Happy to have you here, and I'm excited. I have not been doing my weekly updates, reading updates, that kind of stuff for a bit. And most of that is because when I was off for the summer, I'm a teacher. I had the summer off, and I really was thinking about, should I get like a summer job? But then I decided, you know what? I love BookTube. I love to read, and I want to get back into writing, and that's what I'm going to go for. So I did. The summer was awesome. I started the Bearded Book Beast. You've all been fantastic. It's been a fun journey so far, and I was able to read and write, and I had the time to do that and spend time with my kids, and we had a great summer. And then it was time to go back to school, and I was busy with my job again, with stuff I had to do from my job at home that I couldn't get done at work. Had my kids had stuff. Some of them are in sports, so that got busy, and just I've had a little trouble figuring that out, but it's just the new normal, and I've gotten it down. So I've just been hard at work at some things behind the scenes. So Sunday night, look for a very exciting video that I am pumped about, that I've worked hard on, that's going to come out. It'll be fun, a little silly, but it'll talk more about what to expect moving forward. A little weekly update that will start every Sunday, late afternoon, early evening, so get excited for that. But today, what we're talking about is what I've read since the last time I did an update of some kind. So we're going to go through that right now. All right, so first up, I do want to talk about some big books that I've been reading, kind of behind the scenes. Not behind the scenes, I mean, you know I've been reading them, but ones that I just kind of read, like a chapter a day, here or there, big ones. And then if I have time and get into it, I'll read a little more, but that I try to read a little bit every day to finish over time in a month or two, because they're big ones. So, of course, you know, I just started Curse of the Mist-Wraith not long ago, and I'm loving it. It is fantastic. About 10 chapters in, and it's really good. I'm just taking my time with it, letting it soak in, and enjoying it. Doing that in the Beard of Darkness's Discord. I got to get in there and make some comments on the chapters I've read, the last couple, but it's a lot of fun. It's a very good story of two brothers. It's very classic fantasy, and it's good. And Janie Wirt's writing is beautiful, very deep. A lot of good character work in here. A very cool world that she's building. And it's a long series, and I'm excited because this is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to continue down the journey and just take my time with it, because it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun, and I love these old covers. But her new covers are gorgeous too, because she does them all, because she's a fantastic artist, and it's pretty crazy that she's an amazing writer and an amazing artist. And from the little I've gotten to talk to her, and from what I hear from everyone else, she's also clearly an amazing person. So excited to continue this, and then once I finish it, really deep dive and give you guys my thoughts. But it's really good. I enjoy it a lot, and like, I don't know, sometimes people think like, oh, say it's so heavy, you know, you got to really focus, and it is true, but I feel like it's like that with any book. I mean, yeah, some are quick, easy reads or whatever, but this is still fun. So don't hear that and think like, oh, that's not going to be for me then. Like, it's still really fun. It's just very pretty writing, and it's the world building and character work is just deep. So you just got to like think about it and let it simmer. But it's a lot of fun, and it's not, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. So hopefully some of you have checked it out, and if you haven't yet, you will. I know that it's getting popular right now, and there's a lot of people getting ready to do big buddy reads and talk about it on YouTube, so now's a great time to jump in. And then, of course, you know I've been reading Way of Kings, and quick shout out to my good friend, a subscriber of the channel, a beastie, one of my very first ones. He started his own BookTube channel called Already Overbooked. Very cool name, and he's a great guy. He has already put out a couple of videos. I'll link it in the description. Go check it out if you haven't yet. But he was going to start Stormlight Archive just like me. And of course, I haven't been reading this slowly, not focused on it, just reading a chapter or two a day. And he just dove in, and he's already finished this and is on to the second book. So I got to get it going so I can catch up to you. But let's see, I think it has 1,000 pages around there. Yeah. And I'm about almost 400 pages in. So not more than a third through it, but not halfway. So I got to pick up the pace. But this month, of course, I'm having a lot of spooky season stuff. So I'll still probably just continue doing like a chapter or two a day. And then hopefully in November and December, I can really pick it up and get at least the first 2 books done before When in Truth comes out, so that I only have 2 more to go before I can read that one. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe like all of December, I'll just read Stormlight Archive or something. We'll see. I don't know. There's just so many good things to read. Gotta diversify. All right, so this is fantastic. I'm loving it so far. I guess I should talk about it a little bit, but the first book in the Stormlight Archive, I loved Mistborn. I'll talk about a couple other Brandon Sanderson books I've read lately, but it's just really good. It's got a really exciting cast of characters, some really cool magic, and the world is awesome. And, I just feel like I'm just taking baby steps into this world and this saga, so it's hard to really talk about it too much, but it's really good so far, and I love it. So look for me to talk about a lot more about this. Maybe when I reach like the halfway point, I'll do like a little halfway through Way of Kings review, spoiler free or something, and give my thoughts. But it's really good. It's a lot of fun. Loving the characters so far. Love Kaladin, but I think long term, I think I'm gonna really connect with Dalinar. But it's pretty awesome so far. All right, so I felt like I hadn't read much since I last did an update. But then as I started grabbing the things that I know I had finished, I was pleasantly surprised because I have done like a few things on audio, a few things on ebook, and I was really just thinking of physically what I had read the whole time and finished, but it's not too bad. I actually have got through quite a few things, so I'm happy, but definitely moving forward, as I'll talk about in my fun video coming out Sunday night, I'm going to be a lot more intentional and try to be more focused, because I think that will be a lot more fun for you guys to know what's coming up, and then I actually read those things and try to have a little space for my mood reading habits, but actually, get through the stuff that I plan to and that you're planning on me to get through. But anyway, let's talk about what I've finished recently. So first up, one that I was really excited about and absolutely loved, and that was Empire of the Damned, Book 2, the sequel to Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. And this one was fabulous. It was just what I wanted. It was just as good to me as the first. A lot of people loved the first one and then still thought this was good, but didn't think it was as good. But I think it was just as good, if not better. I'm not going to talk any spoilers or anything, but basically the surviving cast of characters from the first one, it picks up right after that in this one, and you get kind of some changes thrown at you for the structure of the story, which I think was fun. You get some extra point of views, even from the villain-ish kind of in the story, but you also get a lot more peek at like present day instead of just the flashbacks during the interview. You get a little more backstory on present day, which is cool. And then you get some other point of views of other characters telling their side of the story, not just Gabriel de Leon. So a lot of fun, and I love that. I love that decision, and it was good. It was real good. Look for me to do a book review on this soon and really talk about it a lot more, because I love it and love this series, and I cannot wait for the next one, which he puts a little Easter egg out every once in a while, little comments about things that he's doing or working on, and it's like, oh man. So I'm excited. This was very good. If you haven't picked it up yet, you should. And if you haven't picked up Empire of the Vampire, you definitely should. But it's good. It's good. Then on audio, I'm not sure. I might have said I in this wrap up. I can't remember, but I did do Warbreaker. I actually got through a lot of audio this past few weeks because my daughter has a new car now. But as I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it on an interview I was in or live chat or if it was on one of my wrap-ups. But my daughter goes to college like 3 hours away, and my oldest, and she a couple days before she was supposed to go back, she hit a deer, totaled out the car. She was fine. The deer walked away. Who knows what happened to the deer, but she was fine, so that was good. But we had to get her a new car, but it took a while to shop around, go through the insurance process, get the money for the totaled car, all that stuff. And for probably like a month straight, every weekend I would pick her up Friday and bring her back to college Sunday, which was great because we got to chat a lot. But then it's a 3-hour drive, so there's a lot of car time. That's, 12 hours in the car driving every weekend. So I listened to a lot of audiobooks. So I had finished Warbreaker, which I think was awesome. It was so good. I also listen to audiobooks while I ride my riding lawnmower and do yard work too. So it's another time I get it in. Anyway, Warbreaker was good. I think I did talk about this in a wrap-up. I feel like I remember talking about it. I think I did. Anyway, just wanted to say I did finish this, but I think this actually was in my last catch-up. But it was really good. It had some good twists, some great characters, and I get why people say it's one of his best Stormlight Archive Mistborn books. And I know there's a connection in Stormlight Archive to this, so I'm excited. And he's working on a sequel to this, which is great because it did end in a way to set up more to come. So I loved it, loved the characters, loved the magic system that had to do with color, and it's very cool. Loved it. Now, one that you didn't know that I finished for sure, I know that, is Elantris. I did the audiobook of this, and I actually really liked it. I know this is thought of as his weakest book. It's shorter, which is nice. But I really dug it. I like the idea and the world and the characters. I thought it was really cool. And of course, there's some political stuff, behind the scenes stuff going on, and some twists and turns, and some fun characters. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I need to get going and start doing some deep dives and reviews of these books, because I think this one gets an unfair negative look at it. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. There have been some things I didn't enjoy. People think that I don't, but I actually did like this. And for being his first book that he wrote when he was young, I think it was pretty good. I mean, is it as good as Warbreaker or Mistborn or Stormlight or Way of Kings that I'm reading? No, but it's still good. I still thought it was awesome, so it's still fun. So I did like that. And then the other audiobook that I finished was Darktown by Palmer Pickering, and this was so much fun. I loved it. I just flew through it. I always looked forward to listening to it. It was a great audiobook, and it's just such a cozy, fun little lit RPG that has some darkness in it, but luckily, because it's a lit RPG and they're in this in these caves, trying to get this treasure, and luckily when something happens to them, they reset. So they could die hideously, but they're not really dead. Just in that not game, but lit RPG. It's like a video game in story form, and it's very good. We've got Temerity here, and we've got Half Pint, this little hobgoblin. So we've got Temerity here and Half Pint, the little hobgoblin. Love Half Pint. And they go on this adventure together, and it's very cool. A little found family, and their banter and connection and stuff as the story goes on is just heartwarming and really good and really cool. There's some layers you could peel back and really look at, judging someone by either by their looks or by what you know of their race or whatever, it's pretty good. It's good. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. And I look forward, it says on the back, book 1. So I'm looking forward to more. And Palmer is such an awesome author, but awesome person. Love them. And it was so nice of them to send me this. And I'm glad I got to listen to it on audio and hold this book and look at it, because the cover is amazing. But I'm excited to read more of Palmer's stuff. I've got a few of her books, and they all are gorgeous and sound like a lot of fun. So this was a great intro for me to her writing, and I'm excited to read more because this was a lot of fun. All right, and then a couple other books that I finished were Sledge vs. the Labyrinth. Yeah! Loved this book. It is so much fun. Sledge, it's just a fun ride. The chapters are quick, and they like leave you hanging, like wanting to read just, oh, one more chapter, one more chapter, one more chapter. And then the next thing you know, you read the whole book. Like, it's just so good. I've talked about it quite a few times, but basically, main character is Sledge, just this big, brooding, like, just kick butt dude. And he kind of lives out remotely in the wilderness, and it kicks off with a former lover, ex of his, coming to him for help. And then it kicks off from there, and there's like the dark web involved, and there's this competition where you can go up levels or down levels. The more things you do off this list, and you can make more money and all that kind of stuff. And someone's going after her because you can, if you threaten someone, you get so many points and so much money. And then if you successfully do that and you like scare someone in person, then you get so many points. And then if you kidnap someone, if you beat someone up, if you rape or murder, all these terrible things, you get more and more points. So he just dives into that to protect her, and then he finds out some more things about what's really going on, and of course goes in to kick some A. And yeah, it's good. There's some twists and turns of him getting like set up and having to fight through that, and like it's very good. And Nick Horvath is awesome author, but a very cool dude. I've really enjoyed getting to know him and becoming friends with him. And he's going to be on the channel soon, which is going to be awesome because he is friggin' cool. So this book is awesome. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. It's not long, and the chapters are short and crisp and a lot of fun, and I highly recommend this for sure. And then a book that I really need to do a book review for ASAP was Dirge for Cassius. I actually got the e-arc of this and was blowing through it, and then just life and other things sidetracked me, and I slowed way down. But I loved it so much I bought the physical version because I love that cover. It is beautiful artwork. And Callum Lott is just an awesome dude. He's so cool. And he's so gracious and just so nice to have given me the e-arc. So I really just want to hype this up for a minute and say that it's fantastic. Very space opera, sci-fi, fantasy. It's kind of like, I don't know, it gives me a mix of like Lethal Weapon, like with partners like detectives, space cops kind of. But then, like, it's beautifully written, kind of like Janie Wirtz, like flowery prose, very deep character work, and then some Red Rising vibes too. Like, it's just a mash of all that, and I think it's so much fun. And it really dives into emotions and like depression and grief. And I love how he weaved that in to the main character Cassius, and it's just fantastic. It's very so. Oh, does something looks different? My hair? No, it's always been like this. Okay, so I had to pause the video in the middle of talking about, so I had to pause the video and go to my daughter's soccer game, get them lunch, and then I decided to get a haircut, and then I came back to finish the video. So you eagle eyes beasties, if you noticed my hair looked different, good on you. If you didn't, you should be looking closer and paying more attention. Anyways, Dirge for Cassius is amazing. Callum Lott is awesome. Definitely check this out. Like I said, if you like Red Rising, if you like Lethal Weapon, you like the idea of space cops and a mystery and a bigger evil entity thing going on and a mystery to explore. You love deep character work with emotional, real life stuff like depression and grief and how characters deal with that. If you like beautiful prose and writing and you love just an awesome original world and characters, this is for you. It's amazing. Look at that cover one more time. Check it out. I can't wait to see what he does next, and definitely need to do a video on this and talk about it more down the road. Then another awesome book that I finished and had the author on the channel was Lost Souls by Ryan Skeffington. I mean, look at this gorgeous cover. And the story was amazing. It's a nice, short, quick read. Same thing. It's paced very well. Sci-fi with some really cool, smart ideas. Ryan is an engineer, and you can tell he comes up with some cool stuff. Very focused on character, but throughout the book, and then especially near the end, there's a lot of action and battles going on, and he writes that really well, and it was a lot of fun. And there's, a pretty big, heavy twist that comes that I did not see coming, that I think was a really cool choice by him, because it made me bummed out, but I thought about it for days after, and it's still in my head. So that an author did a great job when that is the case. But it focuses on Maximus, the main character, and he is... oh my... It kind of shows snapshots of his life through the years early on in the story, so you kind of get a feel for him and some of the characters that come into his life, and a little bit of idea of the world and stuff, and it just drops you in. It doesn't give you a ton of explanation of what's going on in the world, but it pieces it together through the things that Maximus goes through, and you kind of put it together in this world where there's a very fine divide between the has-beens and the has-nots, and those that are wealthy and have power and money and influence, and those that do not. And you see that with Maximus, who has been in the part of having the power and the money and the influence growing up in that life, and then he makes friends and meets people who were not, and that divide, and you really get to see how both sides live and how they view each other and how they view themselves, and it's very well done. And he decides that he wants to try to use his power and influence to make a difference and make a change, and he has good intentions. And then he goes through some tragedy, and he makes some friends with the little people, the people that have had a rough time, and it's just a very well found family, a very cool story, and I highly recommend it. He's working on the sequel, which I get to partake in reading when it's not even done or out yet, and I'm really excited about that. But Ryan's an awesome guy. If you haven't watched my interview with him, definitely check it out, and definitely get his book, because it is a fun read and very well done, Ryan. All right, so those were the books that I have read and finished since the last time we talked. Now let's talk about some novellas. All right, so novella-wise, I've read quite a few. I got Silence is Silver, a prequel novella to Harbinger of Justice by Andrew Watson. Loved Harbinger of Justice, and I love this just as much. I flew through it. It was a one-sitting read. Focuses on Baz, and it's just really gives a deep dive into more of that secret society, that group, and it's pretty heavy and dark, and it has to deal with a kind of a coming of age trial that they have to do. All these young people go out and they have to experience this stuff and then come back, and whoever gets back the quickest and the fastest and completes these tasks is going to be able to move on and join the secret society. And Baz he has a very kind heart. He cares about people, and because of that, he runs into some trouble, and it leads to some pretty heavy, tragic stuff that he experiences and that happens, and the ending of it is pretty heart-wrenching, and but it's just well done. Again, Andrew Watson, watch out for him. It's really good, the character work in this. It's very short, but he makes you really care about these characters, like I said, so that the ending is heart-wrenching. But this character is in Harbinger of Justice and will have a bigger part in the Black Mantle and future books, so definitely a fun one to check out. I highly recommend it. I also read The Whisper That Replaced the God, My Boy Mute, from my good friend Timothy Wolf. Man. Oh, and P.S. if you didn't check out my interview with Andrew Watson, or if you haven't checked out his BookTube channel, definitely check those out. He's freaking awesome. He's an awesome dude, but an awesome author too. So there'll be links to his novella and book and his BookTube channel down below. Timothy Wolf, Whisper That Replaced a God. I'd already been talking to him. I'd gotten his the books in his trilogy, and I was enjoying those. But then this came out, and I just pre-ordered because I loved the cover, and I loved Timothy. He's awesome. Loved talking to him. But this blew me away, so much so that I've got to read all his stuff. Like, this is so good. If you like First Law and grimdark stuff, like, this is, it's got the humor, it's got the dark twists and stuff, and you follow this character, Mute, who's a prince in this kingdom. He gets sent by the king to kill somebody at this brothel, but of course he has a girl, Beatrice, that he thinks has only eyes for him. Of course he lives in his own world because she is a prostitute, so that's definitely not the case. But he gets distracted because he sees that she is with another person, the Duke, who he despises, who is his uncle, and he decides, instead of assassinating the person he was going to, he decides to do something else, and it kicks off from there, and you're in his head, and it's so much fun. And I am very excited to read Timothy's trilogy, but also some things he's working on, maybe in this world related to this, and I'm very excited. So definitely highly recommend this one. Cannot recommend it enough. And then I started getting into the spooky season, and I read some other ones that were great. Necromancer called Gam Gam, which is awesome, by Adam Holcomb. This beautiful little hardcover, but also the book is awesome. The novella, it's a nice, quick, easy read again. A lot of fun. As it's called, Gam Gam, an elderly necromancer lives in the woods, has a skeleton-ish cat pet monster thing that does some pretty creepy stuff. And then the other character is a girl that's on the run. She's being chased, and ends up with Gam Gam, and Gam Gam's going to protect her. And the sequel just came out, The Wishing Stone. I'm excited to read that one because this one was a lot of fun. I love the characters, love the world, love the necromancy, and it's just a lot of fun, so I highly recommend this as well. And then To Catch a Witch by E.L. Montague. E.L. is such a great guy, really supportive of so many booktubers and other authors, and just so nice. And I love this cover. When I saw it, I'm like, I got to read that. A nice, quick, one-sitting read again. And it focuses on our character, a young girl named Shinog. It's a GH at the end, so I think it's Shina. But she is a BA, cool, awesome character. But it kicks off with I guess, like, I don't know if he would be a constable or a kingsman, a knight, kind of. But he is inspecting. He's come to this village where this lady has, like a royal woman, is complaining about a girl doing stuff to her husband, and they are trying to figure out what happened. The husband is nowhere to be seen, but apparently this young girl has some powers where if you are intimate with her, she can heal all your wounds or ailments and stuff like that. And this lady, you can tell she's upset that her husband was doing things with this young girl, and she wants justice, she wants stuff done, but she also kind of has set herself up to be in trouble with these people as well. So it doesn't work out well for her, but then it kicks off from there where these men are, these inspectors or kingsmen, constables, they're after Sheena, and she's trying to hide out and run through the forest and find somewhere to be safe. And it's very, very dark, very interesting. I really loved it. I blew through it. And I highly recommend checking it out because it's very good. And I'm excited to dive into the rest of his world and works. And he has more planned for this character and this world. So definitely should check it out. And finally, I just finished an amazing book that I'll be putting a review out for soon. And that is Performances of a Death Metal Bard by Rob Lee. Check out that cover. I also have Pathlighter by Rob Lee that I'm excited to read because this was so much fun. I mean, I don't know why no one has thought of this yet, like bringing like death rock and roll, death metal to a story. But so it focuses on our main character. He is a traveling bard, and he does hard rock, death metal, which this, of course, these towns are not used to. That's not what they're used to. So he's going around, but he's got a lute that speaks to him and whispers to him and tells him wants to kill and murder. So he goes to this place to go to a competition to play a song to win some money because he's, a struggling musician and hard up on funds. So he goes to this place, and the very first show, he's all of a sudden the lute just goes crazy and there's smoke coming off of him and he's rocking out, and all these people start like like bleeding and exploding and gore is everywhere and it's crazy. But then he realizes that they're all like hiding in human skin and they're actually like monsters and demons and stuff. And he ends up, saving this town, this area, and it kicks off from there where then he wants to get more shows, and he's trying to help this lute figure out why it's whispering to him, why it's telling him to kill, and that, as a deal, it's going to help him be this awesome rock star, and he'll help it figure out who it's looking for, why it wants to kill them. And it's just very good, quick, short read, very easy read because it's so much fun, dark, twisted, and incredible. Rob did a great job. I'm really excited about people getting to read this coming out soon. It's awesome. So definitely check this one out. I highly recommend it. And I cannot wait to read Pathlighter because Rob is a fantastic writer. All right, then graphic novel and manga-wise, I just really continued on with the things that I've been reading the most. I didn't really have time to pick up a ton of new stuff, but I kept reading Something is Killing the Children. Loving that. It's such an awesome story. Got a lot of background in the last volume on the slaughterhouse and Erica and kind of her childhood and how she ended up becoming a monster hunter and all the things that she went through while there in training and all that, and some stuff with her mentor. And it was just really good. Excited to continue on with that. I read the next volume of Grimm, and that is continuing to be a lot of fun. You should definitely check that one out. I did read Department of Truth by James Tynion. Did not like that as much as Something is Killing the Children, but it was interesting. I might read some more of that down the road. And then manga-wise, continued with One Piece. I did volume 3, so I have like 7 million volumes to go in that. But it was a lot of fun. I really loved that one. Kept reading Berserk. Read another volume of that. I love Berserk. Read another volume of Hellsing. Read another volume of Chainsaw Man. Really love all of those a lot. I'm having a blast with those. And I'm excited to keep going with all of that. If you saw my Spooky Season TBR, read some more of all of those, but also check out some Ito and read some horror manga, because I know there's some cool stuff out there. I've also always wanted to check out Parasite, which I may try to find that too. But anyway, a lot of cool stuff. I always enjoy that as a palate cleanser to read a little graphic novel and manga. So that's been good. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm so glad we finally were able to catch up and talk about what I've been reading, what I've been doing. And I'm excited for you to see what I've been working on starting Sunday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Keep an eye out. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to spoil anything. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be a new weekly thing I do that mixes some different things that I want to do. And yeah, so look for that. And that's all I got. So if you have not subscribed yet, if you're not a beastie, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. But more importantly, we'll be beasties. We'll be beast friends. And I love my beasties. We have a great community. I have a great tribe. And I would love for you to be a part of it. So you know when videos come out. But also just so we can get to know each other and talk about books. Because that's what we're all here to do. Speaking of that, please leave me a comment. I answer everyone. Love comments. It's one of my favorite things. Let me know what you've been reading. Let me know what you think about all these, if you've read any or if you want to read any of them. Or just say hi, because I love that too. So until I see you in the next one, beasties, devour those TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see ya.